Sagittarius, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Sagittarius, we are at the end of a cycle. Yay. Right, we're at the end of a cycle. Hopefully everybody's getting some rest, much needed rest. This was a hunter's moon, right? It's an ice cold moon, hunter's moon. And some of you all may have felt hunted, really. Like when you see certain things on social media with very famous people, or not maybe so famous or very famous or whatever, and you can see how people were like being exploited, on social media. Famous families being exploited on social media. Like, oh my God. But when you think about it, they were showing, it was mirroring things in your own family. And that's how it feels. But you're just seeing it on a larger scale. You're seeing it on social media. You're seeing it on television. You're seeing it on those kind of things. And that's how it feels when people start believing in their purpose, and they start moving towards their purpose. There's always people who want to expose, people within your own family who want to expose, the secrets, in your family, right? But you see people naming names. You're like, oh gosh, right? You're seeing it on social media right now. People naming names, people sitting around tables, you're seeing faces, all of these things. So that's why some people would rather, you're seeing the temperance card here. And some people are being ruthless with it. They literally are being ruthless. Some of the stuff that they're saying is just ruthless, right? Anything to be a star, they ruthless, right? Naming names, showing faces, doing that kind of thing. And so Source is saying to you, that's something that you want to consider when you answer the call on your life, is that there's always going to be somebody coming out of the woodwork that's secretly connected to someone, dark wolf energy, connecting you to something, right? Somehow connecting you to something, trying to overwhelm you, catch you off guard in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? And people won't know what to believe. They won't know what to believe. So you got to be careful with just going along with a flow and learn how to see something from a higher frequency. It could be, if it's not you, it could be your kids or grandkids or whomever, because people will pull out something. You're going to be pulling out pictures and video from back in the day. And depending on who you're running with, that group may not protect you, or they may be trying to exploit you themselves. If you're not taking them with you, they be the ones that's exploiting you. Right. So Source is saying you're looking at this energy right here, because somebody is laughing, like somebody is like almost feeling like somebody is talking about ending something, right? Right. And so your spread here, that's going to take us out to the 24th. And even though these readings are timeless, but your spread here is really going to be on, shines a light on spiritual expansion, inner peace, and divine clarity for you all, right? So Spirit is really calling you to move from seeking answers outside of yourself to finding truth within. You are ruled 9th house, right? 9th house is really kind of going on a quest, right? A spiritual quest and traveling. So sometimes it looks like looking up what does astral traveling mean? What does that mean? Not just traveling, getting on a plane, boat, automobile, whatever, some means of transporting. It's like, okay, astral transportation. Like, how are you, like kind of like the Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Cruz. Well, that could be his name, but no, Ebenezer Scrooge, where he was going through like his life, past, present, future, right? And so the ghost of Christmas past, present, future was kind of taking him through his life, like showing stuff. Like that's kind of so, but you can look it up, right? But somebody's psychic gifts are increasing. Your psychic gifts are increasing. You're starting to see something from a higher frequency, which is a good thing, right? And it can be overwhelming for you. You can start thinking about all of the sacrifices your ancestors made Why it's almost like they ancestors empty themselves out before they transition, right? So that can even mean on their deathbed before they transition. They want to leave somebody with the one last something, right? And it's always the family members that are there when someone is transitioning. It could be a grandchild, a child, somebody around who is carrying that on them, carrying those gifts on them, right? And that seems like an old soul, right? And so they choose which side they're going to be on. They choose what pack they're running with. They're running with being a secret or enlightening people. Either they're going to practice dark magic, they're going to learn about it, practice it, or they're going to enlighten people and tell people don't practice it, right? This is what it looks like, but don't practice it, right? Because it could overwhelm you. Somebody was trying to bring a tower down on your star. Like basically like trying to bring a tower down on your 11th house. You all rule 9th house, but somebody was basically saying they're going to bring once you start believing in your gifts, oh no, we can't get you can't get to no 11th house. Oh no. No. Like the woman in Get Out. No. She was like, no. She's like, she was glitching, right? She was like, no. Source is saying to you, something was trying to stop you from getting to your 11th house because you shine bright in dark spaces. But, this right here, you get into your 11th house. The sun is a star. So you are shining a light on some secrets. And you being free-spirited, some people are saying you being ruthless with it. Because you see something at a higher frequency. But really, you're a free spirit. Obviously, I understand, right? Whoever you are, I understand. But some people are saying you're being ruthless with it. What I'm saying here is that I don't see you saying names, right? So and the reason why I say that is because people are going to believe what they want to believe, right? And I know that because I don't see the only minor arcana here is this, the Two of Cups here. Lets me know that there's some people on your frequency. They get it. So you don't necessarily have to say names, right? Because there's so many people that have the same thing in common. It can be triggering for some people. You don't have to say names. But the people who may be triggered by something, that could also be an indicator that, okay, maybe work needs to be done there. This would be a great time to do it. Okay, maybe secretly go get some therapy. Like maybe secretly go hug a tree. And I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to be funny at all, because that could be a form of therapy for some people. Some people like to go hiking. Some people like to find out what their moon sign is, because it's just as important as the sun sign. And so the themes for your reading is spiritual insight, heart awakening, higher guidance, compassionate truth. The focus in your reading is going to be how you can merge spiritual wisdom with emotional understanding, for yourself, right? So opening up for here is a Temperance card. Your card opens your reading, divine harmony in action. Spirit really confirms that you're aligning heaven and earth within yourself, right? So you're seeing something at a higher frequency, right? So it's traveling up, right? So you're saying, okay, I'm trying to ascend higher, right? I'm trying to ascend higher. It's like almost kind of a difference between third house and ninth house. Third house, because they're both communication, like how communication travels to you. That would be tying those two together. Communication, how it travels to you, right? So third house is like early education. Ninth house is how you learn in your later years. Okay, so it's like almost saying, okay, whatever your local amusement park, how when you're younger, your parents may say, okay, well, we taking a local trip to the amusement park that's like the local amusement park. Okay, that's your summer vacation right there, right? When you get older, you may say, okay, well, me and my friends, we're going to fly to another country, right? But this is also, okay, what did you learn? It's how you learn there. You say, okay, this is local. Now it's something that's global. Like something is like, okay, we're traveling. Our vocabulary has We have a much broader vocabulary. We're really thinking outside of the box. We're really going on some kind of a quest, and you're going on a spiritual quest. So you're not just thinking, okay, well, I got to get up physically out of my bed to travel. Somebody's thinking astral traveling. And I just used the example of the Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, and how he traveled back to his past, present, and future, right? What does the future look like, right, for you? And so for somebody, you went through a Saturn return. You spoke something into existence. You say, you know what? I think I want to move. I'm moving. Next thing you know, you like that little bus. It's kind of like bouncing up and down, going down the street with your furniture on the bus. Okay, and you're going, and you next thing you know, you're unpacking stuff and you're moving into your new place. I mean, somebody spoke something into existence. Your words are very powerful, and so somebody is saying whatever you're speaking, because Knight of Wands connects us with the number 12 in tarot. So somebody is saying, I'm speaking some things into existence here. You're learning how to create very firm boundaries. You're putting together your circle of friends. Like you're like putting together your circle of friends. So somebody is saying, you know, you've emptied yourself out. You're emptying yourself out now. You're basically saying, hey, listen, I want to be successful. Like I want to be happy. I want to be successful. I want to be free from all of these things. I don't want to be in spaces where I feel overwhelmed. I don't want to be in spaces where I'm overwhelmed. So somebody's very free spirited here, and you're finding your tribe, your soul circle, soulmate. Your soulmate is coming in for somebody. Somebody gets you. They understand you. They said, okay, I see where this is going. That's what somebody is saying. I see where this is. Okay, I get this person. I see where this is going. Okay, so because they're just as free spirited as you are. Somebody really likes your frequency. They really like your vibe and what you're talking about. So the challenge is the Hangman here. So your challenge is patience, and Spirit asks you to pause before acting, right? So to view your circumstances from higher spiritual perspective. Sagittarius is kind of like the wild card, right? So and I mean a compliment, right? So here's the Hierophant here. This is the root and the foundation. So your foundation lies in spiritual truth, and Spirit encourages you to reconnect with sacred teachings, meditations, or rituals that anchor your higher awareness, right? You're a free-spirited energy, so people are basically like, you ready to throw up a finger at people, like, okay, look, okay, and that, people don't really, some people may see it as arrogance, but some people may also see it as like, okay, this person is free. I mean, they know who they are. That's why somebody is laughing. Somebody is like, yes, somebody is speaking their truth. Whew. That's the energy we've been waiting for. Somebody sitting back cracking up laughing. All right, because people are having some kind of an awakening. Somebody was like, okay, I thought I was amongst, you know, zombies, but here come this energy right here. They're a firecracker, whoever you are. You know, somebody think it's 4th of July or whatever Independence Day is around the world, and, you know, other places. So whatever, and I'm only speaking, that's just in the US, but wherever Independence Day is, somebody feels like, okay, this energy feels like Independence Day. Energy coming with firecrackers and streamers and lights, and somebody is cracking up, right? So a past revelation, this is a, you know, past influence here, it has dismantled illusion. And so Spirit says, you know, what crumbled was not punishment, but preparation for your rebirth in wisdom. Right? So maybe you went through something, like maybe you went through something and people didn't know what to believe. Like, you know, you going through you went through a Saturn return. You could have moved, you could have relocated,